So Jinwoo now has the full strength of the Shadow Monarch and complete power over death and darkness as he stands before the Dragon King in their final battle. Remember, he's ginormous. Now he has a giant Shadow Megazord so he can clash with him like this. He tries to raise his claw and crush him, but I'm not little no more, and he just catches it and pieces him right back in his shit. But as he's getting knocked backwards, he comes right back and tries to bite his arm. I stand corrected, he bit his whole midsection and just picked him up completely. Yeah, he really just tossed Megazord Wu and he slams into the ground. And he has no time to waste. The dragon wastes no time trying to blast his head off. And he is able to dodge the beam, but it takes off his arm, so he pulls out this sword and starts running down on it. So he tries to shoot again, but he just slashes through the blast. Bro, this shit is going to be cinema. Oh my gosh. And he just completely nullified it. So bro swings his tail to crack him and send him flying before flying high as shit in the air and summoning 4 of the blasts this time. But he's really just raining hellfire on everything. I'm not really sure how he could dodge this. Then a dagger bursts through the smoke and takes out his wing. Alright, fuck it, you like throwing shit, let's throw some shit. He launches all of his big black daggers, BBDs. So of course, he just tries to blast through him, and the BBD clash is going crazy. I'm telling you, this shit is going to be a movie. Now after all the dust clears, his shadow armor is like cracking and pretty much reveals him entirely as he falls to the ground before the dragon. Of course, using that power takes up hella stamina. He says, "This is my last offer. Are you sure you don't want to work with me?" But Drip Wu reactivates his shit and says, "I don't intend on cooperating with a monster." Oh, for real? How foolish. But they charge back at each other, clashing with their blade and daggers. Starts talking shit while they exchange. The Monarch of Transfiguration and the Army of Destruction destroy everything. So in the end, you can't protect anything. Even at this very moment, if you are the king of the dead, as a human, you must fear death. Do you really wish for the flame that incinerates death to destroy you too? Soon everything you are trying to protect will be nothing more than an illusion. I know you can sense it since you've awakened Ashbourne's powers. As he knocks away his dagger, I know you can sense the countless cries of suffering in this world as he stabs him in the stomach. Now this is what war is. This is the sound of the army of destruction ravaging humanity. Go ahead, listen to their cries of suffering and let their despair become contagious. Silence everyone. Now regret your decision. He's like, nah, I should be the one saying that, as it shows this dagger behind his head. And he jumps back as he attacks him with it. It just gets blocked by a force field. But come on, you think a dagger made from a dragon's tooth can hurt the king of dragons? Now, don't you find this amusing? A fight between a flame born in darkness and a darkness born within light? But as fun as it's been, this battle is nearing its end. He says, you're right, I can see the end too. Oh, so you agree that resistance is futile? But obviously not, because he's charging right at it. Well, my army doesn't even need to find me. I'm gonna boost their morale by taking off your head. But as he's approaching, he says the sun darkens the shadows, and literally everyone pulls up out of the crack of his ass at the last second. He starts cussing him out, calling him a scoundrel. I'm gonna give you a miserable death for resisting against me till the very end. But then it shows him looking like his dad as he's swinging the dagger. Had to throw Ashbourne in there too, and then the OG Jinwoo as well, as he follows through, slicing him right down the middle. Now I wonder if you can see your own death. Is it crazy to say his dad is cooler? Like, his dad's hair was like, come on, bro. After he slashes him, a bunch of gates start opening in the sky, and he says, I didn't expect that one, but it shouldn't even be possible. I didn't see any gates when I got here, and it takes hella energy to contact the other side. So I would have been able to sense if you tried to contact the ruler. So how the fuck is their army here? But the whole time it was Jinwoo's plan to distort space with the clashes of their power, and this is what made the openings. Now the Dragon King thought he just wanted a one-on-one fight, and that's why he got him away from his army. There's literally no way you could communicate with the rulers. But nah, there was a way. There are still the nation level hunters that were vessels to their power. He used them to prepare these gates in the sky. So you found a way to win the war even if you were to lose the battle. It's my complete loss for only looking at the smaller fight. Jinwoo asks if he commanded the Demon King and the Beast Monarch to attack Ashbourne. He's like, wait, how the fuck you know this? It's because he has Ashbourne's memories of the Demon King's last words. Now one more thing, Ashbourne wanted me to send you his regards. He gets mad trying to attack. Now that the ruler's army is here, bro is completely cooked. The battle is RW. And as he looks at all the soldiers helping Jinwoo, the brightest fragment of light, he's like, man, this some bullshit. I didn't have a chance to win from the start. So I'm just gonna pass on to the eternal rest. I shall meet you again there. He says, don't worry, I'll see you soon enough, as he just completely withers to dust. The soldiers of the rulers come to Jinwoo and thank him for ending their war. Like, we don't even know how to show our gratitude. He says, I don't know if you can do this, but I do have one request. It's something that only you guys can do for me. He says, bet, we'll do everything in our power. Just one more time. And can I use the cup of reincarnation? They're like, wait, you're trying to go back in time after you just did all this? If you do this, all the monarchs are going to come back to life, and they'll have their memories of everything. He says that's exactly what I want, but this time don't send anybody to the earth. I'll completely take care of the monarchs in the dimensional gap, or the gates basically. Basically, he just wants to be the only awakened person and not have any magical energy injected into the world. Now you realize you'll be fighting this entire war by yourself. Like, why are you doing this? Use the cup many times and this is already the best result we've ever got. Says, bro, I lost way too many people in this fight and I want to bring them back. But we hear you, but the cup only has one more use left. If you fail this next time, then you won't be able to try again. And if you stop now, you can be remembered as the hero who stopped the monarchs and forever be remembered by the people. However, no one will be able to remember the fight you're getting into now. And if you lose, the fragments will be waiting for you, and even if you win, no one will be there to congratulate you. So are you still trying to go back and do this? So he just sits to himself for a second after thinking about his family and all the people he cares about. Gotta throw Wu Jin in there, gotta throw Jin Ho in there. He is sure about this. I'll go back in time. So you don't just want to save a portion of the world, but the entire world with your own hands. Your will to carry on everything by yourself reminds me of Ashbourne, your predecessor. I understand, and we all wish you the best of luck. But wait, hold up. What's gonna happen to all my shadow soldiers that didn't exist in the past? Unfortunately, the ones that overlap with the past will perish. He gets to keep everybody else. So he's like, all right, bet, I'm ready now. And as the cup of reincarnation starts floating, your courage save your world starts glowing brighter and brighter. Like, I don't think you understand. They're really about to factory reset everything. It overshines the entire earth. And everybody's just looking like we might be cooked. I mean, what else is there to think? You in the middle of a war and some shit like this happens. And as it shows the world being overshadowed, it cuts over to Jin Woo's apartment complex. It's his little sister coming to wake him up, but she's a kid. He looks so cute. A young drippy Woo, yo. He goes in the kitchen, his mom's cooking. He sees his dad sitting at the table reading the newspaper. And bro just starts crying, so they ask if he's okay. He says, yeah, I think I just had a nightmare. But my nightmare is over. And now I'm with my younger sister, my mother who's healthy, and my father who didn't disappear. I was given this last chance to do everything right. So I won't lose this opportunity. I can now rewrite the future that's to come. But just for a little while. Isn't it okay for me to treasure this peace that I'm feeling? Bro just threw in his own slice of life. Really gave himself a side quest to just enjoy being a kid. Now I know monarchs are beyond the skies preparing to attack us, but if this time I'm enjoying won't cause harm to anybody, then I'm gonna stay here and have fun for just a day longer. He's like 10 to 12 years old, and it shows his mom cleaning his room and he left a note. She walks over to check it out. I'll come back after I'm done what I need to do. Is he not 10 years old? Y'all parents was just letting y'all leave the crib like this and not causing an uproar? There's no way they're not sending the police to look for him, bro. He's like 10 years old. Cuts to a monster getting its head off. And hey, we got Biru back. Yes. And of course we got Belly in too. Stacking the piles of monsters' corpses. Jin Woo goes to face the Monarch of Transfiguration and is this Super Saiyan 3 Jin Woo? He took him out first because he was at the core of opening all the gates for the monsters. Again, do y'all see his hair? This shit is so tough. It says he's been in the gate for 27 years. Okay, so that's why his hair is so long. But it finally looks like the fight is coming to an end soon. Wait a minute, he said 27 years. Are his parents not terrified right now? He really just disappeared at 12 years old. Okay, he says only 2 years passed in the real world. That's still crazy. He's wondering how his parents are doing, bro. I'm sure they're worried about you. His sister has changed by now, but he doesn't know when he should explain everything to her. My liege, we have finished everything here and there are no enemies still breathing. Alright, let's get it. We won't lose a second time. Arise. Ooh-wee. Even in the end, this shit is cool. And it cuts over to the Dragon King, who's seen that he just took out the Monarch of Transfiguration. His men ask if they should move, but nah, I'm tired of running away. The Shadow Monarch is truly amazing. I didn't expect him to use the Cup of Reincarnation to go back in time. To think I'd meet you again, alive and breathing. But it's time for one of us to rest in peace for eternity. As it shows Jin Woo pulling up. I'm Antares, O second Shadow Monarch. What is your name? I am Super Saiyan 3 Drip Woo. Do you have anything else to say? Nope. He just charges right at him. He obliges as well. Like always, the clash looks cold as shit. He's basically replaying the game with an action replay. All his Pokemon level 100 and they're all shiny. So we know exactly how this is about to go. So after Jinwoo beats the Dragon King, he's still not satisfied because of everyone that died. So when the ruler's army comes to thank him for ending the war, he asks for a favor: to go back in time 10 years with the Cup of Reincarnation. He wants to take out all the monarchs on his own in the dimensional rift without anybody else being put in danger. After hearing this, they commend him for his courage and ultimately grant his request using it for him. So it starts shining bright as shit and just overshadows the entire world before it cuts to him at his house at like 10 or 12 years old. And he has all the power he did before, but this time he's the only awakened person. There are no other hunters. He spends a couple days just enjoying this life with his healthy mom, his dad that went missing, and his little sister. He even went to school until one day he just left a note on his desk saying, "I'll come back when I'm done what I need to do," which is crazy because he's 10 years old. But it's dead ass like he's redoing Pokemon with an action replay. All his Pokemon are level 100, and now in his new Super Saiyan 3 form, he's just running through the monarchs like it's nothing. And when he pulls up on the Dragon King looking dripped out like this, the exchange looked good, but come on, we already know how this shit about to go. Now the news is going crazy because Madame Selner is famous as a fortune teller. She predicted the death of the North Korean dictator, terrorists kidnapping passengers, and the crash of the stock market. But when she said that the god of death will descend on this land with an infinite number of soldiers, everybody was all ears and ready to give her credit when this giant gate appeared in the sky. Now again, there are no hunters in this world, so they would all be cooked. But after it breaks open, everybody's just confused as it doesn't look like anything came out of it. But Jinwoo's just too fast for them to see. Now he tries to blend into the crowd, but this guy walks up on him with a bouquet saying, "We're glad you returned safely, Sung Jinwoo, or should I call you the Shadow Monarch?" And this of course is a member of the ruler's forces. Now I didn't expect you in the form of a middle schooler, but he says he just didn't want to come back and scare everybody with a full beard. But it does feel pretty good having at least one person welcome me back. But really they didn't think he'd succeed in doing everything on his own. But now I see you carry the weight of 10 million soldiers in your shadow. He's like, cut to the chase. I know you didn't just pull up here to give me a bouquet of flowers, but they gotta go somewhere to talk because the rulers have a message for him. He says, all right, I know just the place. As it cuts to this big ass cup of ice cream. Correction, 4 big ass tubs of ice cream. He says, can you blame me? I've been trapped in that rift for 27 years. Now come on, what do the rulers want? Skip the formalities. Is there some kind of problem? Well, actually, I'm here for you because all the problems have been resolved. But the rulers are worried about your powers, which can influence the direction of the world. As you know, you're the only person here with magical energy. The world is not ready for what you can do. So we were wondering if you would mind moving to a different world that's ready to accept your power. He's like, well, you could just seal me. But then he starts letting off his aura like, hold up, are y'all trying to get rid of me because you're afraid of the powers I possess? Nah, it ain't nothing like that. Just read this. He shows him that Madame Selner is now famous because of her prophecies. Are you saying my existence has brought about this change? And he says, yes. It's like, damn, well, can we talk another time at least? Bro, of course, we can do whatever you want. You're the Shadow Monarch. He bows and walks away, and now Jinwoo's just thinking. If every living organism has a fixed purpose for existence, then there's one thing for sure. I, who became the Shadow Monarch and stopped the world's odd phenomena and the monarchs with my strength, have completed my mission. I fulfilled my purpose. But a great amount of power that has served its purpose is a pain to deal with, just like nuclear materials have reached the end of their lifespan. If that's the case, then there'll be a lot of questions. I now become an existence that this place doesn't need anymore? How meaningless. But then it shows somebody walking by outside. Yeah, he caught that too. Everybody peeped. He runs outside after her because the time will come when the question is answered of whether I should remain here or not. He stops like, wait a minute, what's that smell? Did ice cream always smell this good? If there is a reason for him to stay here, it starts cutting to everybody he's met, that there are people here that I still love in this place. But not only that, the people who love me are still here too. What shows Ju-hee in high school, damn. Now Mr. Song over his dojo, you know, doing his thing. The hunter's just doing manual labor. These two probably getting ready to go murder some innocent civilian. Hoi Jong-in at his non-hunter job. Well, the real reason for me to stay here, okay, this is getting a little too wholesome. Yo got his ass locked up, finally. And you gotta show the chairman. She turns around to smell what's coming. He says, I'll stay here and find more reasons to stay here. That's what I've decided on. And this is technically the end of the story. I'm gonna keep going into what happens after this, and I'm gonna probably do Ragnarok too, but thanks all you guys for watching the narration. I hope you had as much fun as I did.